Hello everybody, welcome to our live studio show here on MXGP-TV with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland, where we are now round 13 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Spain, and we are at Intu Xanadù Arroyomolinos. Well said. On our studio show today, we have Emilia Tiveddu. She is the team coordinator for MRT, Marchetti Racing Team. And we also have Jeremy Seewer coming up finally, and Jed Beaton in between all of that as well. But before we go anywhere, Lisa, home GP for you, not so far to travel.
Home.
So I'm guessing you're feeling a little bit more refreshed coming into this one.
I'm refreshed, I'm regrouped, I'm not frowsy at all today, which is unusual for me. But yeah, actually it was really warm yesterday. I had my legs out, it was like summer again.
I know.
But I'm not sure what's going on today.
12 degrees. 12 degrees.
Yeah.
It will get warm anyway.
It will, won't it?
It will do.
Fingers crossed.
Anyway, look, let's move on with the show, and our first guest is in the house, Emilia Tiveddu. Emilia.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Yeah, thank
you. And we will speak slowly.
Okay, thank you.
Not fast, not like
Not
you
fast.
Italianos.
Okay.
But look, obviously Alessandro Lupino is back with MRT this year. How has the experience been for you and for the team?
Okay. Alessandro is never rode for MRT Racing before. He's a close friend for Elio.
Yeah.
They are from Viterbo too. And Elio followed Alessandro when he started reading Minicross, then are very, very friends together.
Yeah.
But join us in the team is a good thing for us. We are very happy for this.
And he does seem very relaxed with you guys. And I think it showed in Russia, you know, where he finished 4th overall, the first GP of the season. Were you impressed with his performance there?
Yes, in Russia we was very impressive about Alessandro. We don't expect this result. Alessandro have a bad injury 2 years ago in this track, and was a challenge reading again there. But he have a revenge, you know, with the 4th place.
Yeah, he said in the interview afterwards that it was good for him to get that result because of what happened. So
yeah.
For the psychological, it was nice to draw the line, as we say, and then focus on the rest of the season. But it was very, very good riding.
Yeah, have a good race. So we was very happy about this. We don't expect these results because we don't have the target on the first GP. But the results coming, and then all team was happy about this.
Yeah.
Well, talking about the results, Emilia, he's 9th in the points at the moment, and he's finished inside the top 10 50% of the time. Was that the aim of the team for him?
I think it's more than 50% because I have only 2 bad race and maybe 1 moto in Germany, no good. And it's now was a target because yes, we thinking to have a good season, but we no have target for 2021. And at the moment he doing a good job. Then the team is happy about this, and also Alessandro is more relaxed because he's like a family. He's in the family now.
Yeah.
Then he's like a home.
Yeah.
You know, he speak Italian, stay in Italian, stay with the family. Then I think it's very important to have this kind of relationship in the team.
Sure.
Well, like you mentioned, apart from Belgium in the middle of the season, he was consistent, I think, around 7th or 8th. But the last few GPs, I think 3 GPs, it looked like he was struggling a little bit. Why was that?
You know, Alessandro is Italian rider, then love the art pack. He don't like too much the sand track. Then this is for this reason that I have good results in Lommel and after in Riola. He didn't like so much the Transac. I think is this the reason. And in Germany, I have one problem at the first moto. I have a technical problem with the bike, and then I was forced to stop. But if you saw the free practice and the qualifying, I have a top 10 result, and was good.
Yeah.
At the end of the GP in Germany, was good too.
Yeah.
Then I finish most of GP in top 10 class. It's a good result for everybody because it's if you saw the top 10 overall standing, Alessandro is the no factory rider on the top 10. Then it's a good for him, good for team, for sponsor, for everybody.
Yeah, I am impressed with his consistency. But one race that does stand out this year, Mantova, Motocross of Nations. What a day for him, what a day for Italy, and what a day for MRT as well. I guess everybody was on a different cloud that day.
I think it was an emotional day for everybody. We didn't expect to win the Motocross of Nation. 19 years later, Italian won the MX of Nation. And was emotional days until the last lap on the third moto, you know. Alessandro crashed 2 times. Second crash was very hard because I have a concussion to the head. And I saw him that 2-3 lap was good. And then after we didn't know what happened with the cut line on the track on the start. Then until the end was crazy.
Drama.
But yeah, when he finished and understand that Italy win was very happy for everybody. Yes. It was a great day. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, apart from Alessandro, you also have a young rider, EMX 125 rider Valerio Latta. Currently the points leader, isn't he? He looks like he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Yeah, Valerio is a very young talent. He's young. We know him for a long time. He started riding with MRT since 2017, I mean. And yes, for me, he have a bright future because he is a talent. He never stopped to training. He likes so much training, and he's young, but with the head is a man, you know.
Yeah.
He thinking about a man. Then it's impressive to talk with him, and I think we will talk for a long time.
You mentioned he's been with the team for a long time. You know him very well, and you also mentioned earlier the sort of like the family of the team.
Yeah.
Is that important for a young rider like him?
It's very important because he can stay in a relaxed situation, like a family, you know. Also, we are all together Italian. We are Italian. We speak Italian. He can training with Alessandro. He can learn more from Alessandro. This is very important for him for his growing, you know. And then I think we hope, to have good results until the end of the season. Also, have in the past good results. He won the 85 World Championship. This year's won the Italian Championship. He also make a second place in Greek. Then is Vice World Championship in the junior.
Sure.
Then it's good.
Yeah. And really quickly, Alessandro said his his best season was 8th in the championship in MXGP or in MX2 in 2013. He's 9th in MXGP at the moment. If he can finish 8th or inside the top 8, that would be fantastic, especially because it's not a factory team, and also because MXGP is tough at the moment.
Yeah, the level at the moment in MXGP is so high. He can ride with many top rider, and for him is a good results. We cannot compare, I think, the 2013 season because it was MX2, now is MXGP. The MXGP now is a high level for everybody, and then stay every GP in top 10. It's good for the rider, also for the team.
Sure.
For sure.
Well, look, Emilia, we are out of time.
Thank you.
You can now breathe and relax.
Yeah.
But,
thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you, and all the best for the riders this weekend.
Thank you.
Right, our second guest is in, and we will talk to Jed Beaton in a moment. But before we do, here's some highlights from MX2 Race 2 from a week ago in France. The first one was flag to flag for Tom Vial, who grabbed his 10th foxhole shot of the campaign. And it's going to be Vial again. Beaton this time does go up the inside of Wilson Todd, who responds immediately. They almost touch wheels, and Beaton, he says, "G'day, mate." Renault around the outside of Beaton, though. Pushes him back to 6th place. Vial, though, heart in the mouth. One little warning sign there for your race leader.
Maxime Renault looking to try something different here. He'll react to what René Hopper does in the next corner. If he goes inside, he'll probably go outside. Right on cue. Gets on the gas early and finds a way past, but can he maintain it to the top of the hill? He manages to. So René Hopper now getting pushed down to 5th as Renault goes through. Sun starting to drop behind the trees now. Going to start to get a little bit chilly out there, but the action still hot and frantic. This time he gets alongside. How brave is Thiago Geerts? Well, not brave enough because Renault lent on him, takes 3rd away from the Belgian. Very distinctive sound the Yamaha has over the KTM, and he does. Finds a way through from out of nowhere. Where did that come from? Nice wide sweep into the turn. Thought there was going to be an outside move at the bottom of the hill here, but Renault had other ideas. We now have a French 1-2. The French are going to be euphoric as Vial takes one last look over his shoulder. He knows exactly how much time he's got to play with. Drops down through the trees. Tom Vial, victorious for the 9th time this year. He wins the French Grand Prix.
You know, it's my first time I win my French GP, so it was a lot of public. Since 2 years we didn't have such an amazing public spectator. They come a lot here, so I'm really happy to win in front of them, win both moto, 2 all shot, and just a perfect day. And I want to thank the team KTM Factory Racing Red Bull for a great job.
Tom Vial on the top step at home. Guadagnini back on the podium in 2nd, and 3rd for the championship leader Maxime Renault at the top of the championship as he moves to 488. Thiago Geerts maintains 2nd, Guadagnini 3rd. Maxime Renault, Monster Energy Yamaha Factory MX2. Mattia Guadagnini 2nd overall, back on the podium since Affion. Tom Vial, the darling of the French crowd today, though. Antonio Alia Portela, the FIM CMS director, handing the championship leader's red plate to Maxime Renault as he continues to lead the championship.
Everybody, welcome back to our studio show here, live on MXGP-TV with me and Lisa. We're in Spain. Sun is shining, weather is sweet.
Please stop.
Make me want to move my dancing feet. And if I was at home right now, I'd probably be putting a couple of beers, blowing the froth off a couple, throwing some shrimps on the barbie, because my mate is here, Jed Beaton, all the way from Australia via Belgium. Jed, if I say g'day, are you going to g'day me back and put me through the fence?
Oh, it depends. Depends how you want to do it, I guess. We can work something out.
Cool, mate. Hey, look, here we are, studio show, 6 rounds to go. You're currently 5th in the championship. What was the plan at the start of the year, and is it going to plan?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes things don't go to plan. I mean, I had a pretty good off-season, and then I went and did a pre-season race in Sweden, like just before the start of the season. So, yeah, first day, it was a 2-day event, went there. Wasn't such a good day on the first one, and we tried to turn around on the second day. Qualified good, and then I went down in the start. And then ended up like breaking a few ribs in my back and also my little finger. So yeah, I had to have some time off before the actual start of the season. And like I said, obviously not everything goes to plan, but I mean, now I'm starting to build everything back up again, and yeah, I feel good now. And it's quite weird because everyone says it's like nearly the end of the season, but I mean, there's still 6 races to go. So it's just all within a short period of time. I mean, sort of the same thing as last year, but yeah, no, I feel good, and I'm looking forward to the last few rounds.
One of the highlights for you, Jed, was Os, where you were 2nd overall, and you did it with, actually after 2 bad starts. Were you pleased with how you rode that day?
Yeah, I mean, that was quite a good day for me. I mean, I wanted to kind of turn it around for me a little bit, because obviously the first couple of rounds wasn't going to plan, but I mean, a lot of the tracks now, I feel like everyone's been a lot of the same speed, and like with qualifying and stuff like that, it's like last weekend the top 13 were all within the same second. So I mean, that was one of the tracks that sort of separated a few people a little bit. So that in that way it made it a bit easier. But yeah, I feel like a lot of the tracks are similar now, but I feel like in a way it's kind of a little bit better for the whole racing side of things, but yeah, it's difficult for us to make the difference.
Yeah, and was it good to be at another new venue, as in it just makes it a level playing field for everyone, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of cool when you've been on the GPs for a while and then you ride the same tracks and then a new one gets thrown in. So yeah, it's good to mix it up sometimes.
Yeah.
In terms of, I mean, sort of, there's been first lap incidents again and first, poor starts and things like that. If without those, I guess your championship could look a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, it's a what if situation. Yeah. I mean, that's all on me. It's pretty much all to do with starts now, and I feel like when I execute a good start, I can be there battling up the front. But obviously, if you get a bad start, it's quite difficult to come through the pack now. And like I said, with the tracks being like quite similar with everyone, it's that makes it a little bit more difficult. But I mean, I can't blame anyone else but myself for being in that situation and getting bad starts. So yeah, like I said, the last couple of rounds, the starts have been getting better, and I've been up there where I feel like I should be. So yeah, that's the goal from now on, to keep trying to do that and eliminate the bad races or bad situations that I'm in and battle up the front. Yeah.
Well, a good weekend you had was Turkey. How important was the podium in Turkey for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to get on the podium, but my goal is to really just go to the races and ride like I know how and I want to. And Turkey was also one of those races, but I mean, like I was saying earlier, not everything goes to plan. You can always have a little tip over or something that ruins everything. But yeah, obviously the first round there was good, and then yeah, I had a tip over in the first race of the second round, which I felt like could have been another potentially podium day. But I mean, like I said, not everything goes to plan, and the main goal is to go there and go away with a good feeling and then take it to the next round. So yeah.
Well, unlucky in Afyon in race 1, but good follow-up in race 2, top 3 finish. You have the speed. Is it a case of just putting together sort of 2 consistent races? Is that going to be the plan for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, it's always the plan to do that, but in the end, like I was saying before, it's a lot to do with the start now, and my plan is to just execute 2 good starts, and then, yeah, I'm in a good position to be able to fight up the front. I mean, when you have the clear space on the first couple of laps, you feel the difference of how much easier it actually is compared to being in the middle of the pack with everyone. You can breathe, ride some lines that you want to ride, and then even taking a good start, you can follow the guys that are in front, or even with a whole shot, you have a full clear track. So, I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, that's the goal, is to try and start up there and do that. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I've been working hard on the start, so yeah. All
right, and really quickly, is third possible in a championship, given the way you're riding and maybe the tracks we've got coming up? Yeah,
I mean, it's never say never. I mean, I'm going to go to every round now and just give 100% and honestly just try to get the best results and the best starts that I can get. Like I said before, anything can happen. We're racing. It's always different every weekend. So I mean, there's no reason why I shouldn't believe that, and yeah, I'm just going to go out there and do my best.
Cool. Well, look, Jed Beaton, thanks for joining us. All the best today, tomorrow, the rest of the season. Tough running, but I'm sure you'll find a way to pull through it. Right. Anyway, Jed Beaton, our final guest is in. We'll talk to Jeremy Seewer in just a moment. Before we do, though, here's some highlights from MXGP Race 2, France, a week ago.
Grabs a foxhole shot. Erling second, Febvre third. Mistake from Tony Cairoli. Erling's an early attack on his teammate, who loses 2 positions. We've got a lead change. Roman Febvre has found his way past Jeffrey Hurlings. The place has erupted here. Fevre back on top. But is he just chipping away, though? We saw this in the latter stages of race 1. He had something up his sleeve then. Has he got something up his sleeve now? It's now 1.7. We are game on. Trying to go even tighter. Will Fevre go tight to the inside here? Well, Hurlings won't give him the opportunity. He runs it down the inside of the Frenchman, takes over the lead on lap 16. Has Hurlings broken Fevre, and in the process broken about 20,000 French hearts as well. Here's Geiser. He's still in 4th place. He's got Cairoli right there ahead of him. This determines 3rd overall. TC stays where he is, then he's 3rd. Otherwise, it's Geiser if he finds his way past the Italian. Oh, coming up into the corner here, this is Geiser on Cairoli. Cairoli knew the path was coming. That was Geiser for 3rd. And Jeffrey Hurling, Grand Prix victory number 95. He does it here in France, and he does it with a win in race 2.
Yeah, it was a good race again, a great start. I just shut off too early and Tony came around the outside, but I managed to pass him first lap. And then I was slowly starting to make a little gap, and then I made a mistake. And I went down. Luckily I didn't lose too much time, but went back to 2nd. And my glove was a bit of mud, so I had to clean it a bit the first 2 laps, and I got back in my rhythm, and I managed to close up the Romain. Passed him with 3 or 4 to go, and managed to get the win.
Third overall this weekend, Tim Geiser, Team HRC, a tough Grand Prix for the Slovenian. Romain Fevre, 2nd overall, he tried, but the fans appreciate the effort. Jeffrey Hurlings, Red Bull KTM, factory racing though, on top again for the 95th time in his career, his 5th win of the season. Championship leaders red plate, back to Jeffrey Hurlings, these two playing red plate tennis in the last few races.
Everybody, welcome back to our live studio show here on MXGP-TV with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland, where our final guest is in, Jeremy Seewer from Monster Energy Yamaha Factory MXGP team. And Jeremy, before we start, we were just talking actually, the circuit here is the same as last year, but what a difference it looks with the grandstands being built. They're starting to fill up now, and you just said a moment ago, everything is looking very, very busy in the paddock.
Yes, it's super crowded already. I just came in, and it's cool to see so many, motorsport, addicted fans, and it's going to be good tomorrow, I think.
Well, look, we thought last year was going to be the longest season in history. I think this one is going to beat that by a few more days. How are you holding up with the amount of races that we've had and what's still to come?
Another tough season, but completely different for me this year, as I wasn't running on 100% all year, so I was kind of idling with my body through the first half of it before I could really start to actually perform as I would like to perform. So for some reason I start to feel really fresh now and good, because I recovered from all the the struggle I went through, and for some reason I feel like I have something extra now. I have extra motivation. I didn't use my body. I could use my body all year, so he seems to be ready now to give it a last push, Well,
like you said, given your health issues, sort of beginning season, middle of the season, you still didn't finish any lower than 8th overall. So if nothing else, you've got to be happy with the consistency that you've still been able to maintain.
Yeah, my consistency was pretty good this year, seeing the whole picture, and I finished every moto, pretty good, except Turkey. That one race I was completely off, but looking at that's super good, even though we were considering pulling out of the GPs and just rest for the season and focus on next year, because that's the bigger picture, but I kept it going, and I scored some good points, and that's nice also, but I want to be on the podium, and I want to be battling up front, so that's not really satisfying,
Well, talking about podiums and your consistency, it paid off in Lockett. You went 5th and second for 3rd overall. But in a way, did that feel like a win for you?
At that time it definitely did, because that was a tough time, struggling up and down, and for some reason in Loket, even though I woke up and I was like, "Phew, I'm not feeling well," I somehow managed to do it. You know, it's all in your head, and I was fighting through, and I had a super good second moto, and I made it happen. You know, so this was a big relief. You know, so I still got it. I just need to be healthy and have my strength back, and the rest will follow, you know.
Yeah, well, Loket was your only podium of the year so far, but has there been a GP at all this year where you felt maybe a podium has got away from you, like last weekend, for example?
Yeah, last weekend. I mean, I was pretty close, same points, you know, with Geyser, and if I would have passed poles in the second moto and stuff like that, I had the speed, you know, I had the fitness, I had the starts, I was there. It was just, you know, it didn't happen. But and overall, I mean, even Germany, you know, I had a really bad start in the first moto. If this would have been different, I might have been also, you know, third, fourth overall, whatever. Finished up fifth, but I definitely feel, as I mentioned, I start to be back in shape. Not 100% yet, but it's coming step by step, and I think that the next few races I can do super well, you know. Well,
the last three GPs, it seems like your consistency has gone up another level again. Fifth, fourth, I think, in the last three. Riola, Germany, and then France. Is that just a case of your health is coming back to normal, or have you changed something else?
It's my health, because actually on the week before Riola, I started to feel better, which was after Turkey, after one of the lowest moments, you know, in my year. So I was like, all right, I'm feeling better. So let's, you know, put some work in and see where I get. And if I would have went to the races and it would be, you know, the same as before, I wouldn't know an answer anymore. But, you know, the last three GPs, I improved actually, you know, step by step, each one of them, and I came closer and closer. So it showed my feeling is good, and yeah, I'm definitely on the way back, you know.
You didn't race the Motocross of Nations in Mantova, so you are in a run of 8 races now to finish the season. What's your schedule looking like in terms of training and riding? Have you upped it, or are you kind of still backing away and leaving everything for the weekend?
The last 2 weeks I trained a lot, because I didn't do that all year. I mean, I did train, but never on an intensity I could train. I always, you know, I had to stop, or after 45 minutes I had some pain on my tendon for whatever reason, you know, just weird stuff. But now it's all gone, and I even put in 2 days, you know, in between GPs now on the bike, which is like, I have the energy for it now. I feel motivated for it. I can do it. I recover from it, you know. So I'm, you know, like I said, I can give it a last push and, you know, raise my level now still. That's what I feel, and you know, get closer again to the podium.
Of the tracks that remain here in Spain, we have Trentino, we have Mantova left. Which ones are you most looking forward to, and why?
I mean, I love Arco, you know. It's just the place itself already. Like, you know, for me, it's feel like we're going to stay there 1 week, so it feels like it's a holiday trip ahead of us. I mean, we're going to race 3 GPs and stuff, but just the area is incredible, you know. I have some good friends around there, and we always had a great time, you know. But
just that mountain vibe and everything.
Yeah, it's just, you know, that's where I grew up in Switzerland with this kind of scenery. It feels like home, you know. You can, on a rest day between the GPs, you can just enjoy. Usually it's great weather, so let's pray for that year also. But, you know, it's just the place. It's just a nice vibe,
It's magical.
Yeah. Well, look, more from Jeremy in just a moment. But here's another reminder about MXGP-TV and the platform we're on this year. And remember, it's the best place to watch MXGP commercial-free right here, and that's on MXGP-TV.com. Joining MX2 and MXGP today, we have the return of WMX for round 5, and it's also the 5th round of EMX 125 presented by FMF Racing. So make sure you join us either live or on demand on MXGP-TV this weekend. Jeremy, we've got about 30 seconds left. What would be the ideal scenario now for you to run towards the end of the season? Just podiums?
Yeah, podiums, even though a win would be amazing too. I mean, I got to say, Jeffrey and those guys battling for the title are on a good level, but if I could be up there, I would be, happy and feeling good for next year,
Okay, well, look, Jeremy, we are out of time, but thanks for joining us. All the best tomorrow and for the next 5 races as well. And, wish you all the best for the rest of the season. Just a quick reminder, coming up, we are live again at 1:25 today. WMX Race 1 is the first one up, and then we've got EMX 125 and the second races from those rounds as well. So enjoy all on MXGP TV. We'll be back tomorrow live at 9:30 for our time practice in MX2. See you then. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the show next week in Trentino. Bye for now.